What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to NoLifeTilMetal. Going to be doing a NoLifeTilMetal graphics update today. Going to be just showing quite a few things here. A lot of CDs and a few vinyl, all of which I'm excited about. But what's playing in the background, you may be able to hear it, may not, is 20 Pound Sledge. This is Divine Battery. This is an album from, let's see, I don't remember what year this came out. Regardless, I redesigned the packaging for this one. This is the original cover, although I did change the color a little bit. It is a CD-only release, California band. Style-wise, to me they sound a lot like Seven Dust. I don't know if you can hear in the background or not, but kind of that 90s, you know, groove-based heavy metal, hard rock, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's got a 8 or 12 page booklet in it with lyrics and lots of lyrics and photos and, you know, whatnot. So this is a Rox Records release, and it was just released, just came out. The band had originally released it by themselves a few years ago, but the band sold out just from playing shows, so Rox put it out officially, and you can get that at roxrecords.com if you're interested. Next one is an independent release by Eddie B, and I've done Eddie B's albums probably for the last, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe almost 20 years. Eddie's been around for a long time. Eddie's tours 9 months out of the year. He is a Christian pastor, and he tours youth detention centers, prisons, churches, playing his music, and every year he puts a new album out. And this one here is called Not a Perfect Christian. So yeah, Eddie's a pastor. He actually runs a pastor school, pastor college here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this is a 6-page fold-out booklet, or an 8-page fold-out booklet. Lyrics on one side, photos and liner notes on the other side. Really happy with how this one came out. Eddie always usually says, hey, I have an idea for the cover, you know, tell me what the name of the album is, can you come up with something? Usually he'll have a visual. This time he wanted just text and that big red not sign on the top, so that's what he has. And eddieb.net is the site if you're interested in buying his CD. His style of music is just modern contemporary rock, you know, not heavy metal, not hard rock at all, just contemporary rock. The next one is a NoLifeTilMetal's release, and I'm really excited about this one because this is my friend Trog. This is DT Seizure. This is his band from the 80s. This is, I'd call this just like heavy metal, but pushing more towards the thrash and speed metal. You know, it kind of has that 80s sound where a lot of bands were kind of mishmashing, you know, the new wave of British heavy metal with the speed of punk. That's what you got going on here. So you've got the Name Your Poison demo, or album, or EP, whatever you want to call it, which is, it says 4 songs, but Losing Sanity is actually just an intro to the song Disaster. The song Disaster and Kraken are both fantastic to me. Like I said, speed metal, thrash metal, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. Clean vocals. And then the last song, Das Felchus, is a shorter crossover kind of song, you know, with a punk feel. And then the last part of the album, the last few songs, is Alive and Kicking at Gino's. It's a live recording of the band. Several covers on here. Let's see if I can recognize some of them. So Motor Breath, of course, being Metallica. Hand of Doom from Sabbath. This one on here called Rasta Puke, which I believe is an original. Holiday in Cambodia. That's it's skipping my head right now. It's Holiday in Cambodia, or you come on, whatever. You guys know. Tell me who it is. So there you go. Ends with a song called More Beer. DT Seizure. So this album, again, I did do the layout and design. I modified the cover slightly, but this is actually mostly what the original cover looked like when it came out on cassette back in, what, 1988 or whatever this album came out originally. And then here's the Live and Kickin' cover. And again, liner notes from band members. So you got liner notes from Trog. You got liner notes from Brian Higgins in here. Lots of photos, memorabilia. So you got flyers and whatnot. More photos. So I mean, this thing's just packed with stuff. So if you're interested, DT Seizure, NoLifeTilMetalRecords.com. Old school 80s heavy metal. That's what I like to call it. And also, orders come with a free beer coaster, which is perfect for an album called Name Your Poison, right? These are almost gone, but there are a few left. So if you get your order in soon, you will get one of those. So next up, this is an album on Rocks as well. I don't know much about this one musically, but the name of the album is Dreamland Lovecraft. The name of the band is the Thompson Earth Project. Features Adele Thompson from who's singer from Bride, as well as let's see, where's his name out here? Some guitar solos from Thiago de Sousa. Thiago Sousa. That's Thiago James de Sousa. Yeah, and he's played in a bunch of different bands, but fantastic shredder guitar player. And then Garrett Thomas, who is the main guy behind this band. Garrett calls himself a multi-instrumentalist. So, again, the cover, I designed the cover. That middle image was actually designed by Garrett, and it was intended to be an inside page, but I liked it so much, I'm like, we should use that for the cover. So I reduced it down, did some color work to it, added the font and the border and the logo and everything, and I really like the way this one came out. So musically, from what I've heard of it, it's kind of in the industrial vein, more experimental. Definitely not the old school metal of like Bride, but again, with the lyrics and photos and whatnot. So again, this is a Rocks project. Don't know much about it. There are tracks, lyric tracks on YouTube if you're interested in looking it up. The Thompson Earth Project, Dreamland Lovecraft. This next one up is on Retroactive Records. This is a 2 CD set, and this is all industrial. Now this is kind of a compilation of industrial bands, all from the 90s. And so we've got the Bumpus Hounds, we've got Primary Censor, we got a couple albums from them, actually 3 albums from them, a band called Course, and a band called Abstain. So 90s industrial metal. I'm not a huge... I like industrial metal, but I can't tell you enough about it to tell you what these bands sound like. It's it's just not it. I mean, my industrial metal is pretty much bands like Generation and Circle of Dust. So like I really can't tell you what to compare this to. But again, most of these tracks, a lot of these tracks, you can look them up. Just look up Industrial Evolution on YouTube, and most of these tracks are on the on the Retroactive website, so you can check them out on the YouTube channel for Retroactive. Next one, I did only the layout, did not do the cover art. This cover art was done by a different artist, but I did do the layout for this one. This is Godman. This is Hypno Static Union, and I worked directly with the band on this one to come up with the layout. And the guitar player in this band and the vocalist as well is a former guitar player from Sacred Warrior. And there's a picture of him there, Jonathan Johnson. And here is Thiago de Sousa, who we just saw in that other project. Now this album is very heavy, and it's modern metal. I mean, it's just heavy metal, very heavy stuff. But it's modern metal. It's not going to be your old school classic heavy metal or your new wave of traditional metal or any that kind of thing. Much more modern than that, but cleaner vocals. There's not, it's not metalcore by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm really happy with how this one came out. Nice. The design came out really nice. And this one is available from Retroactive Records if you're interested in that. Like I said, really happy with how the graphics came out. So, and this is a graphics update. So. Alright, this next one, or these last two, are on Rocks Productions, and these are vinyl and CDs. I'll show you the CDs first, but got both albums from Die Happy being re-released as gold discs. So you've got Die Happy 1, of course Die Happy being all the ex-members, which were featured in this photo on the front cover. That's the original cover right there. The band hated this cover. They did not like it whatsoever. It was kind of a slap-together cover at the last minute from Intense Records, who put this album out back in, 1994, I believe it was? 1992, this album originally came out. So when the band split from Vengeance, leaving Roger Martinez with Vengeance, they formed Die Happy with new singer Robin Calabasari, who had formerly sang with a band called Joshua, and went on to form Red Sea after this. Fantastic vocalist who to me has a very similar style and voice to Ian Gillan, which is one of the reasons the band liked him so much, because these guys are all huge Deep Purple fans. So in any case, so we got the gold disc, and it is on a gold disc. archival gold discs, which are supposed to resist any kind of oxidation forever. So that's the whole point of them. But the band hated the cover, like I was saying, so I redesigned the cover to what they originally had wanted, which is this. And I'm actually wearing it on my t-shirt right here. Die happy. So there's the original. That's the cover that they wanted. However, the record company wanted the original cover on the front and the new cover on the back, so that either one of them can be shown through the jewel case. Once again, this is got lyrics, liner notes. This is an 8-page booklet, and there's photos, more liner notes, more photos. So again, I'm really happy with how this one came out. Looks fantastic. Here's the inside of the jewel case. In the back. As well, you've got Volume 2. Now, Volume 2 features one less Vengeance by member, as their bass player, Roger Del Martin, left the band, and adding to the band was new bass player, former Badlands bass player, Greg Chason. So this is the original cover. So if you hate the little gold border around the edges of these things, you got the full cover here. Either one can be shown in the jewel case. Once again, there's photos and lyrics and liner notes and all that kind of fun stuff. 8-page booklet on this one. Again, on the gold disc, the archival gold disc. And let me show you behind the. There's the little die happy smiley face behind the logo there, or behind the jewel case there. Remastered by Rob Caldwell. Both these were. They sound fantastic. They look fantastic. But this is what I'm really happy with. The vinyl. So here is the vinyl from Rox Records. Has the hype sticker on the front of it. It is a limited run vinyl release, so it's limitedrunvinyl.com, or you can go directly to roxrecords.com. Front cover, back cover, lyric insert, band photos, liner notes, and the vinyl itself on this one. Like I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of colored vinyl, but sometimes it just fits. And tell me a yellow and black splatter vinyl wasn't perfect for Die Happy. Rox logo, as always, on the back side of all the Rox releases, so really happy with how this one came out. So that's the first album, Die Happy, 1992. And the second album, 1993, we went with the original cover. Again, it comes with a hype sticker. Original front cover. Similar back cover to the original. I used a new backdrop instead of the one they had. Instead of blowing it up from the CD, I wanted something fresh and clean and crisp. Again, we have the insert. So you've got the photos and liner notes, lyrics, and the vinyl itself. Again, this is another splatter vinyl, but this time it's blue with yellow. Again, you got the Rox on the B-side. So there you go. That's my Rox Records. That's my NoLifeTilMetal update. There was a lot of Rox releases in here. Most of them were. There was probably, what, 2 or 3 from Retroactive and 1 from NoLifeTilMetal. Most of these were Rox. So anyhow, I appreciate y'all watching. Sorry I haven't been around much. Just been super busy with work. But I do have a bunch of videos coming up. So keep your eyes open, and I'll see you soon. God bless. Stay strong.